Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth episode of the Zildjian Talk. Uh, it's been an amazing response in the last four episodes. Thank you for all the messages, and for everyone who's not seen those episodes, you can still check them out on the Zildjian India Instagram page. We had an incredible session with Matt Greiner, Marco Miniman, Sahil Serene, and the amazing Tarun Balani. So, hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for joining in. As you know, we have an amazing artist today from all the way from Poland. Someone who's been doing some incredible work in the last couple of years. I'm sure you have seen her on Instagram and all the other social media pages. And I'm very, very excited to have her today on the show. I'm just going to give you a small introduction of who she is and the stuff that she's been doing. As you know, we have the amazing Wiktoria Bialic from Poland today, and she has recorded drums for Grammy-winning musicians such as Ondrej Pavik and other British, Indian, Scottish, American, and Puerto Rico producers and artists. She's also recorded alongside one of my favorite, Ash Sohn, on a single called Dark Dark Days, and often sits in for other well-known drummers across Poland. Wiktoria was also a finalist in the 2020 Percussive Arts of Society drum set competition and the winner of the 2021 Hit Like a Girl contest. After attending music school for 12 years, she's now studying drums at the University of Music in Poland. So without any further ado, I'm going to invite her and let's see if she's here. Yes, I can see her and
Hello.
hi,
Hi.
Victoria.
Hi, buddy. Nice to meet you.
Finally, we get to talk in person after sharing a lot of messages in the last
Yeah,
6 7 months. Now we finally get to see each other.
absolutely. Great to see you. I'm super excited.
Same here. Firstly, how are you, Victoria? Or I must say, Yok Semes, if I'm not wrong. Yak
Yeah.
Semes. I just tried to
Yes,
learn a couple of Polish words.
it was great. Great Polish
Yeah.
accent. Yeah, it's mega. I'm
Thank
great to be honest. I'm super excited about this conversation. Three days ago, I'm just back from gigs. So I'm super excited that I'm finally back to my favorite recording studio.
Nice.
Um, yeah, some great. And how are you? How is going?
Very good. Firstly, thank you so much for joining in today. A big thank you from Zildjian India and my side, for accepting this. And we are really, really excited to, learn more about your music, your story, and all the stuff that you've been doing since the last couple of years. So thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, and thanks for having me. It's a real
Cheers.
honor.
So tell us, Victoria, how are things back in Poland, and how was the last 1 year going through this whole pandemic, and the kind of music, especially the
Sure.
fraternity in Poland, about the music scene and the drumming community. How is it in the last 1 year?
Sure. So I have to say that finally we again play gigs. So it's great because a lot of drummers and musicians, go to different cities. They play gigs and the audience, we play for people. So it's kind of different vibe and energy. So every drummer
Yeah.
we are like smiling and we are enjoying because gigs are back. So it's great. And when Poland was in pandemic and it was hard time, I think more musicians focus more on recording studio because it was
Yes.
like forbidden to play gigs for people. I know that we played some online gigs, but it wasn't like the same, playing for people, because the vibe
Absolutely.
is and energy is different. So I think right now we're trying to back and playing more live music than right now recording studio. But I have to say that I really admire recording studio. So I'm happy also that I will have right now some free time to spend again some time in the recording studio, finding new sounds. So I'm super excited. But I hope that we will back, we slowly back to normality. We will see what will be going in autumn. I don't know, to be honest, but right now it's not bad time for musicians because we are back to playing for people. So it's great.
Amazing. That's really amazing to hear it because, even here in India,
Yeah.
we have a lot of virtual concerts happening, but as you said, it's nothing, you can't compare it to something like, playing live in front of an audience.
Okay.
And, we are all kind of waiting for that moment now to start. And
Sure.
hopefully soon we'll be back on the road as well. So,
So hope it
yeah.
will be soon. Yeah.
Yes, 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 sir. So, talk us about your relationship with Zildjian symbols, and if you can also go, take us through. Are you at your studio or at your place right now? Can
Yeah.
we see
Yeah.
your setup?
Exactly. Sure. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So welcome to my favorite recording studio in Poland. I will show you sorry more. So normally I really love this. This is a vintage Avedis. It's 14-inch. I really
Okay.
admire this, and I know that producer also love this kind of more vintage sound.
Yes.
Here I have a custom special dry crash. It's 16-inch. Some more light, brighter symbols like light right 22-inch. Also here I have some like I really love this kind of series. Is like custom special dry crash. Yeah, and
Nice.
and this I also love this kind of splash. Is A series and Ashon sign for me this flash. So
Nice.
and it's
Yeah.
like keep playing from the heart. So it's great message I think for everyone. So it's great. And also I love this splashes. It's great for reggae, especially kind of bright.
Yeah. I think
I
I
don't know
saw
if
that on
you
the
hear
last
about.
video that you posted about
Yeah,
on the reggae
yeah,
video.
exactly. Yeah, I use this kind of splash and people really dig it. So I highly recommend. So this is like my basic setup for recording. So like 22-inch bass drum, some toms. Right now I experimenting with more smaller toms. Like for example, this one is like a 10-inch tom, and I tune it very high, like
Oh
for
yeah, like a
reggae.
timbali. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I still collect my money for a kind of professional instrument. So I try to, experimenting with my gear. So
Nice.
basically, it's something like this. My favorite lights. So and microphones. Yes, we use a Bayer Dynamic, Sennheiser, sure, Neumann. So a lot of microphones. So
Lovely.
So this is like this kind of part of studio, but next one is like sound, room. You will
Nice.
see, console, some computers, some preamps. So a lot of great, studio gear. We use a burl. Yeah, so I think quality of this studio is great, and unfortunately it's not my recording studio, but I
Okay.
feel it's like mine. I have to say, because I spent here a lot of time, and producer and musicians really like this kind of sound and quality of this recording studio, because I was thinking maybe I will build my recording studio, but I know that
Yes.
it's not a cheap thing, and I was like, okay, maybe I will go here because I have 20 minutes only from my house. So
Nice.
and I think like quality is for me very important. So I decided that okay, it will be like my studio, but especially it's not mine. But but I'm trying, to record drums here always, and my drums always stay here. They have great temperature of this kind of room. So I think everything
Right.
is important for recordings, like drums, drummer, of course, room, mics. So I decided that it will be a better option for me to stay here than build maybe right now my studio. So
Yeah, I think that's a really nice place, and as you said, you kind of made it into your very cozy kind of a place, and it sounds amazing. Your drum sounds amazing from this place, and it's obviously at the end
Thank
of the
you.
day, you play so well, and especially the pocket. I really love the groove, the pocket that you have,
Sure.
and it's incredible stuff that you've been putting out on social media in the last couple of years.
Thank you
So.
so much. I will try to put more videos with new sounds. So I have planned to experimenting with some new sounds, like hip
Nice.
hop maybe sounds. I will put maybe only two microphones to achieve like sounds of hip hop records. So I will back with more videos and sounds. I promise. So it will be something
Amazing.
new.
Awesome. One more thing I wanted to ask you was about the symbols. Like, what are the qualities that you look in a say like something like a ride cymbal or a
Sure.
hi-hats when you pick up for a particular genre? Especially, let's talk about reggae and all the shuffle stuff that you've been doing recently. What are the symbols and hi-hats? What are the qualities that you look out for them?
Sure. So I have to say that still I'm looking for this kind of more vintage sound, like from 70s or 60s, 60s, like
Yes.
new beats, hi-hats. I really want to buy this kind of sounds, and still I'm trying to looking for it. But I found this kind of A series, Avedis. It sounds really great. I use it for shuffle, halftime shuffle, for reggae,
Right.
and sounds I think not bad. Um, I can show you even. Here is like my hi-hat. So it's more not bright kind of sounds, but more
It's,
kind of
it's
like
very,
bass.
very balanced. It's very,
Yeah, yeah,
Avidus
yeah,
series is
exactly.
very balanced.
Exactly, and I think it's great for reggae also, and also for a kind of pop situation. So I
Right.
really admire this kind of pair right now of my hi-hat. But like I said, new beats, I think it will be great choice also. Um, but
Nice.
but yeah, for reggae, for have some shuffle, for kind of even maybe rock situation, even it was great choice because I remember that I use also my key hi-hat is more brighter, and it was great for maybe funk music, but for maybe like rock, I also use this kind of pair of hi-hat. So yeah, I really admire this kind of sounds. So like you said, it's kind of great balance of dark
Right.
and bright. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Also, firstly, congratulations on winning the contest.
Thank you
I
so
saw some
much.
videos and they were amazing. We have a lot of young drummers, from India and obviously from all across the globe here.
Awesome.
And there is a lot of other competitions also happening from this side of the country recently. And I would wanted you to talk about how did you prepare for
Sure.
something like this, and how was your experience going through the whole process?
Absolutely. So I remember that 1 year ago, I also sent video to Hit Like a Girl. I became only finalist of this competition, but I
Okay.
observed that a lot of female drummers, they are really focused on, cameras, on great quality of video, but they always record only one song on drums. So
Okay.
I decided that okay. I will work hard next year. So this year I work hard, and I was like trying, okay, how to prepare for this kind of competition because it's kind of different, like others. And my strategy, it was like, okay, I will show judges that I can play maybe not only pop songs, but I can play reggae, halftime shuffle, hip hop, rock, some funk songs. So I prepare kind of like mashup of songs. So I recorded like 7 or 8 songs,
Wow.
and each of one has a different sound. So kind of reggae, a song has a different sounds like this one, kind of very high. So very high.
Nice.
Yes, a very high snare drum, some small, simple toms, and another video, it was like pop songs. It was like very fat snare, more bigger bass drum, and maybe hip hop song. It was like two bass drums, like 22-inch, 18 bass drum. So my strategy, it was like I really wanted to show judges that okay, I'm not just focused on one genre, because I think right now nowadays drummers they really need to focus, and play all kind of music. The versatility right now, it's kind of great
True.
thing. I think, so and I feel sometimes that female drummers, we have to improve, that we are great. So I was like, okay, I will show judges that I can play maybe more than pop music, So and people dig it, and judges also. And I remember that David Garibaldi, it was one of the
Yes.
coach, and he sent me a message that, oh, Victoria, I'm sold. I'm your big fan. So I was like, wow,
Wow.
it is incredible, So it was great, but this kind of contest is kind of specific, because female drummers really prepare videos and etc. quality. So, but my strategy, it was different, and I'm happy that people really dig it. So yeah, I'm super
Nice.
happy.
Yeah, and it's also great to see, like, specifically something with grooves and, the whole pocket, because everywhere nowadays on social media, you see everybody wants to play fast and chops
Yeah,
and, you know, and,
exactly.
and, and here you are, just locking the groove in and,
Yeah,
doing such amazing job. So, yeah, I think it's quite a motivational thing for all the upcoming drummers to understand that it's important to first, get the groove down, the really the
sure,
pocket down, and then work on your chops and get, obviously everybody can play faster,
absolutely.
but it's difficult to play slow, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's amazing. So let's talk about your, earlier influences and your, a lot of messages had come to us regarding your practice routine
Okay,
back in the day. If you can discuss about that.
sure. So I have to say that I started my journey with music, with music school. And I attended for 12 years. I played only classical music. So it was like
Okay.
I play on marimba, vibraphone, timpani, and my teacher really focused on snare drum technique. And playing on drums, it was kind of forbidden thing, because the technique on drums is different than in classical music, because they really focus on sensitive moves on your heads, about
Right.
interpretation of song, about dynamics. So playing on drums, it was forbidden. But I remember that I had some private lessons, but teachers only show me how to play rudiments on drums. And when I was like 10 or 11, it was for me, sorry to say, but boring kind of situation, because
Right.
I had only one dream. I just wanted to play song on drums, and they showed me how to play on snare drum. So when I was 10, it was like it wasn't for me. But right now, I understand, why rudiments, they are important, and etc. and technique. But when I was 10, it was like it wasn't my cup of tea. But basically, music, it was kind of my source of inspiration. And right now I'm studying drums, so I'm trying to be more professional, to be more prepared, and etc. But about my practice routine, I have to say that I listen to a lot of music, and it's great, to have this kind of wisdom of music, what kind of sounds they have in hip hop, about time in hip hop, for example, that they play behind than like in pop music on top,
Right.
or even in reggae, they also play behind. They have specific
Yes.
feels. So it's great to know it. But I listen to music, and I'm still trying to listen a lot of records, and I watch a
So,
lot of.
sorry to
Yes,
interrupt you. Are you also practicing with the records, or especially as you said, playing behind the beat and sometimes playing also on top of it? How do you practice that? Can you give us like a maybe a small
sure.
a demo of it to our audience?
Sure. So, like you said, I practice with records.
Okay.
So I started a journey with reggae with Bob Marley, and I was like, okay, his drummer was Carlton. So I was like,
Yes.
watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I observed how to play it, and then I was like trying to play with him, and I observed that he played behind, I'm even one day I'm trying to put metronome on one song, and it was like boop, 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 and he was like behind on the click. So it was funny, but basically in reggae, it's kind of rule that they really play behind, and yeah, I think we have great, education channels like Drumeo or even Zildjian has great materials for drummers. I also use it.
Yes.
Like I remember it was like how to play halftime shuffle with Ashon, and I was like,
Yes.
wow, it's mega lesson, and I was like spend a lot of hours, to watch, to analyze how to play this kind of grace note snare, how to play, maybe faster on hi-hats, this kind of triplets. So so yeah, but basically I'm playing with records, so it's great, and playing with other musicians is also, great lessons, I think, for us.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I remember even when I attended this camp a couple of years back where Ash was
Yeah,
teaching us in
it, it,
Ireland.
it was 21, yeah,
And
21
yes,
camp,
20
yeah.
21 drums camp, yeah. And he played us some of the Bob Marley tunes, but without, just the drums by itself. He had all the
Yeah,
files separate and he played us, and it's like, just to understand how you play behind the
yeah,
kick. And so it was, he's been a big mentor for, a lot of drummers from, across the globe. And I can see a lot of, him in you and the way
yeah,
you play the shuffle, especially, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
really picked it up well.
It's not a big secret that I really admire Ashon. So yeah, I really like, his approach to drums, to groove, that, he really focus on dynamics, on groove, on pocket, and not on, maybe technique, or maybe how to play faster. So
Yes.
so so yeah, so basically, yeah, Ashon is great influencer on my playing, and also Steve Jordan, Buddy Miles, Bernard Purdy. Yeah, but a lot of, like kind of this kind of groovy drummers. So yeah, I
Nice.
really
Nice.
love them.
Awesome. Uh, so Victoria, recently you had some kind of a connection with India when you where you were
Yeah,
playing with the Indian band. I think Mati Bani was, if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I recorded with them 4 songs. I have to say that they are awesome people and musicians. So yeah, I hope that I will work again with them. And I remember that Kartik, he's a producer of this band. He invited
Yes.
me 1 year ago, and it was my first song I recorded for like international star,
Nice.
and it was great, working with this kind of producers and musicians.
Right.
So so yeah, I hope we will, record more with Mati Bani. I really admire, I have to say, this kind of music also, because they ask me a question like maybe, this kind of vocal parts, like
Right.
traditional Indian, Indian.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It will be weird for you, but for me it was like, wow, it's something different, because in
Absolutely.
Poland it's hard to hear, different culture of music. So it was
Right.
kind of, new experience for me, but I was so happy to create different sounds. So
Right.
yeah.
So before that, have you ever like heard Indian music or Indian rhythms before this? Like in the sense, have you ever like went through any artists or albums of Indian origin?
I have to say that when I was at the music school, I remember that I heard some rhythm of your country, and I was like, wow, it sounds incredible. And it was hard for me, and still it's kind of like, what the heck? What's going on with this kind of, rhythm? But it's really great to hear something different.
Right.
So for me it was great, and then it was like Matibani. So I heard your music, and right now I think I will work with, I don't know, I will say in a correct way. I will work with Malik. It's like a popular singer in your country.
Yeah,
He has like,
Mali.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's like popular in your country.
Yes, 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 yes.
So I'm super
Good.
excited about news, recording situation.
Nice, nice. And obviously, we would love to have you in India someday. Especially in Mumbai and other cities. Where we can kind of work something with Zildjian, where we can have you and do like a nice
Sure.
tour around as
Love
well.
to.
So yeah, awesome, awesome.
Wow.
Okay. Anything up like an upcoming other projects that you want to discuss that's in the pipeline for 2021, and especially if anything with concerts and like tours happening around
Sure.
in Europe or somewhere outside?
Sure. So I hope it will be like more recording situation because I really admire studio. But right
Right.
now I will work with. I'm super excited. I will record drums for video game,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah. So it's kind of big thing for me because I never record drums for video games. So it will be kind of a new experience for me. But I'm super excited. And the producer, he lives in Los Angeles. I think it will be like great experience and cooperation with him. I don't know more details, but I'm still waiting for tracks. So we will see what kind of sounds we will need. But yeah, I will also record some reggae tracks, some great that people also dig it. This kind of a side of my playing. But also some live gigs. It will be happened. I think next week and in 2 weeks also. So a lot of things going on. So I'm trying right now prepare for live gigs. So yeah, and I'm back to recording studio. So I hope that I will create more sounds and more videos. Because right now I will experimenting more with tuning things with
Right.
cymbals, also with microphones. So yeah, I'm super excited because um right now I'm really focused on live gigs, but I hope that I will have more time for recording studio also. So yeah, we will see.
Nice. As you were talking about tuning, if you can just elaborate on that. Like I saw a couple of videos where there was the front bass drum head, you had taken it out and you were just using the batter head. So just talk about that tuning process and also how you're tuning the toms. Because I saw even the one of the smaller, I think about a 10-inch tom, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong,
yeah,
which really sounded like nice, low and deep.
yeah.
So just if you can just give us a little overall overview on that, the
Sure.
tuning part.
So about bass drum, basically I sometimes I use 18-inch bass drum. It's kind of small bass drum, but this kind of bass drum has nothing inside, and we put some reverb or gain, and it sounds
Okay.
like more hip hop bass drum, and I tune it very low, both heads, and like I said,
Okay.
nothing inside. And when you put microphones, sounds incredible, but maybe here sounds like not great. But when you put microphone and when you record your bass drum, it sounds great. And also 22-inch bass drum, like you said, I right now I'm experimenting without first head,
Okay.
because I really admire this kind of 70s sounds of bass drums, and I know that they didn't use first head, front head,
Right.
and it's really create this kind of short sounds without a lot of sustain of bass drum. And also I use it, I tune it very low. So yeah, highly recommend to experimenting with your bass drum. And toms, I think I really love, right now to use small toms like 10-inch tom and tune it like very low. I basically I have to say that I detune it. I detune a lot my drums, kind
Right.
of this kind of technique, yeah, like a Sean, because I know that he detune a lot his drums.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's great because maybe here, like I said, sounds not great, but when
Right.
you put microphone and when you record your drums, they will sound great. And it's funny because I read that in reggae records they also use kind of small toms and tune it
Yes.
very low, and it sounds great for reggae. So that's why I also, for this kind of reggae track, I use 10-inch tom. I detune it a lot, both heads, like very low also. Sometimes I use tape because I really admire kind of short sounds of toms. I don't like a lot of sustain on my drums. And they sounds, I think, not bad. So, but basically, like I said, I detune a lot my drums. Yes.
Nice. So a lot of experiments are happening like in the studio, like, sometimes
Yeah.
without the heads, with more tapes
Yes.
and, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
I think it's all about experimenting, and trying to find new sound, because sometimes you thought that, oh, maybe I will put tape, and it's stupid thing, but the sound it will be different, and I
Right,
observed this kind of situation that I tuned my snare drum really low. It's kind of like fat sound, and
right.
I use a lot of tape, and people send me messages like, oh, it's not great, it's kind of like it's like controversial thing, because you use a lot of tape, and I was like, people, please, sometimes maybe it will be great to not use your eyes, maybe sometimes it will be great. Yeah, but yeah, I know that tape is kind of controversial thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. I think more for a session musician, I feel it's important to do those experiments because we
Yeah.
have those limited instruments. Sometimes we have only about say a couple of snare drums.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to have like about 15, 20 snare drums. So
Yeah.
if you have those two snare drums, you got to be really creative, with all these things. And I think that's
Absolutely.
exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I think it's great example, because I don't have a lot of a collection of snare drums right now. I'm trying to collect more and more, but sometimes I started with one drums, with two snare drums, and
Yes.
I was trying to find this kind of reggae sounds, to tune it very low, like in pop music, but it was great for my creativity,
Right,
because
right.
sometimes you have like 15 snare drums, and you can use I don't know, two or three, and it's hard to choose one. But I was like experimenting, and I was like, okay, I have one snare drum, so I would try to find this kind of sound, so
Amazing. That's really cool. Okay, guys, we're going to take some questions now. If you have your questions, kindly drop in onto that question mark spot out here or on the comment section, and I'll ask Victoria. I think we already
sure.
have some questions. This is from, I think, Jannat here. Can you please explain the reggae one-drop fill concepts, whether to crash on one or not, or do both in one-drop concept drum fill?
Sure. So basically, one drop groove is kind of like, we have still bass drum. It's like your snare drum on 2 and 4, and sometimes we play triplets or 18 notes. It depends on situation, but I would try to maybe mix this kind of rhythm, like quarter notes, triplets, 18, 16. It depends on song, but I think the most important is your bass drum is like, so then it's like,
Nice.
So yeah, like you
Amazing.
said, sometimes I hit my cymbals on one, but I really focus on feels also on reggae, because like I said, I'm trying to play behind and maybe slower and slower. So like
Right.
I would try right now to play maybe like with metronome. It will be like,
Okay. Yes.
and with reggae I would try behind like. No, very,
Nice.
very low, very behind, on groove. But I really, if you like one drop or even different groove of reggae, I really recommend to maybe start listening to reggae records, yeah, because it was like the same for me, and I'm still trying, to listen to great reggae records, yeah.
Nice. I hope that answers your question. This is from a very dear friend, Sambit, from Mumbai. What cameras and gadgets do you use for shooting videos?
Sure. So, great question. So, basically, I use only one camera, and it's GoPro 7, and
Okay.
it's just a GoPro. And sometimes I use my iPhone, but basically, always I just put, one GoPro, and I'm just play on drums, because I feel that playing grooves and playing on drums is more, for me, of course, more important that put a lot of cameras, and I'm trying that. It's great also for my time, because it's easier to edit this kind of video. Just one angle of camera. You will put music and your video is done.
Right,
So
right, right.
yeah, but basically it's
That's
only one.
amazing. It does the job though. That's more than enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this one is how do you work with, I think, producers from across the globe? If you can tell us more about that.
Sure. So I have to say that I'm not, legendary drummer like, I don't know, Bernard Purdy or Ashjaw. I'm in the beginning of this kind of, recording things, but I'm happy because I didn't, expect that if I will put some videos on Instagram, people will, reach me out and send me some tracks. So I'm super grateful. And sometimes, producer will send you just song without drums, and they will ask you like, okay, can you create drum parts? Everything it will be your idea. So this kind of sessions, they are like the most exciting for me, because I will create my drum parts. I will create sounds, because they don't have idea for it. But sometimes they will also send you like a song with drums, because they play on computer. So,
Like a
and
reference.
yeah, exactly. And they will ask you like, please play like computer, but with maybe maybe different
Some human
sound.
feel.
Yeah, or maybe use I don't know, darker cymbals, or maybe
Right.
more fatter snare drum. Um, but yeah, but basically it's like that. You will record drums, then you will talk with producer or musicians, and they will told you that okay, it's great or it's not great, and you have to record again. But yeah, I think I remember that Pino Palladino said that communication is super important, and I
Right.
think if you want to be like session musician, you have to you know communicate with other people great. And it's so important, because I remember that when I was at the music school, they didn't tell me that communication also is important. It's great if you are great drummer, it's awesome. But if you
Right.
have problem with ego or something like this, people maybe they will, call to another drummer or something like
Right.
this. So I think communication with is also important, working with producers and musicians. But like I said, I have to say that I'm not legendary drummer. So I'm in the beginning of this recording journey. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, but you're
But
surely on the road to go there.
yeah, absolutely, and
Absolutely.
I'm so happy. Even like I record drums for Grammy musicians, so for me it was like huge thing,
Right.
because I'm just a drummer from Poland, and Andre is like a band member of Gregory Porter, so
Yes.
he's like awesome musician, and he found my video on Instagram, and he was like, "Can you record drums for me?" So so it's
Amazing.
incredible, this kind of social media world, and but sometimes it's also hard because a lot of people, um they also record some videos and etc. So we have to think how to maybe create something new, or how to show people maybe new sounds of drums you
Right.
know um
But is it difficult, especially virtually, when people send you the tracks from across the globe and actually being with a producer in the studio? Is it difficult to now kind of this having that communication, like if sending files and making sure that you're playing exactly what they want? How do you kind of approach that,
Sure. So
while recording?
I have to say that I had a few situations that producer from Poland, and he was like in the same room with me,
Okay.
and it was great because he has an idea of sounds of drums parts, and it was great. And also we recorded with whole band in the same
Yes.
room, and I think right now it's kind of unique situation that. Whole band is in the same room and we are playing together, because I know right now drummer record drums maybe on the last of the song, guitar player will record alone, vocalist alone, and etc. Right now I think it's kind of different situation, like in 70s or 80s. But I think for me it's not a problem to record drums if producer he's from, for example, from your country, or from England, or from USA, because it's great to also meet some new people. We talk via FaceTime, Skype, and we have this kind of connection. And they told me that, okay, Victoria, we need this kind of sounds, we need this kind of part of drums,
Right.
and we talk via FaceTime. So I think it's not a problem right now, this kind of remote thing of recordings, and
Nice.
it's great, to think in an international way because of the social media.
Right.
I think 10 years ago, to think in an international way, because I'm from Poland. I'm not from the USA, and right now it's not the problem. I think because the producer lives in LA. I live in Poland, and we can create something together. So it's absolutely amazing, I think.
Yeah, I think anyways, virtual recordings used to happen even before the pandemic, but I think after the pandemic, it's even become bigger now. I think
Yeah,
there is no a place that you need to be. You can be anywhere in the world and you can perform with any
sure,
artist you want. So it's really opened up a lot of recording options for a lot of musicians across the globe.
absolutely,
So
I agree.
yeah. Oh wow, we have amazing Kaz Rodriguez out here listening to us as well. Hi,
Hi.
Kaz. Okay, there's another question out here from Malhar Drums. How do you tune your snare drum? Also, the heads you use and
Mm-hmm.
which snare drum it is.
Sure. So I will show you because uh, here I have it's a Tama Star Classic
Okay.
snare drum, and it's funny fact because it was my first snare drum ever, and he's still with me. So it looks like this. It's like maple Tama Star Classic is like 14 by 6,
Nice.
and heads I use it's like Evans edge dry. Uh,
Yes.
Always I use this kind of heads. I really love it. About tuning, it depends on of course, of genre. But for example, right now I have this kind of very high tuning, like more like for reggae, kind of
Yes.
the open sound. So yeah, basically, it's not a secret. Really tune it very high, but when I tune maybe for pop song, I will tune very low.
Okay.
Also, sometimes I detune it my snare drum when I try to sounds very
Right.
fat. Also,
Right.
I use sometimes tape or this kind of things to maybe to sounds more fatter to don't have this kind of sustain of snare drum like right now, like open sound. So for fat
Yes.
it's more like that sound. So but yeah, I'm still experimenting. I think it's hard to find this kind of the best method of tuning your drums, because I also I watch a lot of videos how to tune it snare drum, how to tune it toms, and in the end of this kind of story, I was experimenting. And
Right.
but right now I feel like this kind of detuning situation is great for me. And like I said, maybe here this kind of drums they not sounds
Right.
great, but when you record it, they would sounds great.
Right. Right. Awesome. Thank you. I think that answers the question. We'll take one more. There are a lot of questions in the. I think
Wow.
we'll need another 1 hour to kind of go through this. This is from drummer boy Debojit. What should I practice more so that I can play different types of music and different genres?
Sure. So I highly recommend to listen to a lot of records, because my drum teachers it was great advice from them. It was like, Victoria, listen to a lot of records, because you will receive all information and all your questions from this kind of records, because you will hear, I don't know, Tony Williams, you will hear Steve Jordan, you will hear Pino Palladino, John Mayer, D'Angelo. So I think trying to find your favorite records, and trying to even on internet find, like, okay, today I will focus on reggae. So the most important person is on reggae is like Bob Marley, is like Carlton Barrett. Next day, okay, I will focus on hip hop. So maybe I will listen to D'Angelo, to The Roots, to Questlove. Next day maybe, okay, maybe like I don't know, rock music. Maybe The Who, maybe all dogs all stars, or something like this. So I think
Right.
it's great to listen to records, and maybe watch some videos on YouTube, and practice with records, because I think it's great, a path and direction to have this kind of language of music. It's like listen to music. But like I said, also I every day I'm trying to listen and trying to understand and analyze the sounds of drums, or of music. So yeah, I think listen to records, it will be a great idea.
Amazing. So Victoria, before we say goodbye, one last piece of advice, or you've been such a big motivation, especially to all the female drummers across the globe.
Wow.
There are so many female drummers now in India as well now.
Sure.
What will be that one piece of advice that you would want to give to all of them?
um it's always great to hear this kind of question, but I have to say that I'm not the legendary drummer. So
No.
in one of the hands, it's hard for me to say some advice, because I'm not like a Steve Jordan. But in my experience, I would like to say, maybe don't be afraid, record your drums. I think it's great advice for everyone because I feel that I started recording my drums 2 years ago, and when I, back to these videos, I was like, oh my God, it was terrible. It was bad. But right now I am trying, listen to my to drums, and it's like, okay, I feel like progress. I feel different. I hear different sounds and etc. So recording situation and is great. I think listens to records is great. And maybe also I remember this advice from my favorite drummers. Focus on social media also, because I remember the same, like when I was at the music school, it was like uh maybe it's not a great idea, Victoria, for you to be a drummer, because it's hard job for women, etc. And they was like, stop dreaming, because it's not possible, to record drums for producer from the USA. Stop
Right.
dreaming, Victoria, because you are just from Poland. You are just from Poland. And I was like, okay, I have this kind of maybe not mature dreams, but when I was like younger, like sorry, older, like right now, I just feel like, okay, just keep going, keep going, record your drums, practice, work hard, and maybe one day something will happen, and I'm trying think in an international way, because it's okay that I'm from Poland. I'm glad, but we can, right now think in an international way, because why not,
Amazing, amazing. I think that's a great advice, and keep inspiring. As you keep saying, you're not a legend, but I feel we can already see that happening. With your playing, and keep inspiring musicians across
Sure.
the globe, because we need more people like you to, and especially in today's time where social media has become so big and it's such a big part of from the music part as well.
Sure.
We need more people like you to, not be. Take that risk and make good content.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to post good content is
absolutely.
important, but how you record it, how you shoot it, all those
Yeah,
things are also very, very important nowadays. And I think
yeah.
you've been doing a
But
great
I
job
have
with
to,
whatever limitations you have, especially being there. And but it's
oh,
incredible.
yeah,
So
sure.
again,
But
thank
I
you
have
so
to say
much.
that,
Yeah, sorry.
no problem. I have to say, sorry, last word, like don't be afraid, because I remember that when I was started this kind of Instagram thing, I was like afraid that maybe people will recognize me because I'm the great on Instagram. But I think it's great to create more, like interesting sounds, maybe not, maybe covers, maybe something more. And I think people will
Yes.
dig it, because it's like a problem of social media, that a lot of drummers, they are popular on Instagram, but they not recording something, they are not playing live. So it depends what kind of direction you want to go. I choose maybe different direction. I want to be like famous on Instagram, but I want to show maybe that not be afraid. If you are a female drummer, I think we can also find some place for us and
Absolutely.
create something different. I think you know it will be
Yeah,
mega.
and work on your own sound, as you say, because it's easy to
Absolutely.
kind of copy people, or
Yeah,
put content which is easily, okay, might go viral because it's fast or whatever it is. But to create your
sure.
own sound, something is which will take time. It might, it's a little harder path, but I think it's at the end of the day, that's something which will survive the longest, and not just for
Absolutely.
60
Um,
seconds.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It's easy to copy, but it's hard to find your individual voice of
Yes,
this kind of drumming community. But it takes
correct.
a lot of time. I'm still working on my sound. It's my big dream to find my own sound, but I know it's a lot of work, and we have to
Yeah,
be patient, So because I'm
absolutely.
looking for my favorite drummers like Sean or Steve Jordan, it takes a lot of time, to being like successful musician. So I think it's great to be patient and work hard. and maybe some
Yeah.
days it will be happen, you know.
No, it's amazing. You're exactly on the right path. You have so many years to go and so many amazing music and albums to kind of feature on. And it's, as you say, it's an ongoing
Thank you so
process.
much.
Even at the age of 65, 70, we'll still be finding our sound. It's never gonna
Absolutely.
stop. So that's the best
Exactly.
part. So I'm going to try another Polish word. Tell me if I'm okay. Jane Kuon Bardzo.
Sure, yeah, he's mega.
Okay, awesome.
He was
Thank you
awesome.
so thank you so much, Victoria, for
I
your
need to
time.
I need to learn something in your language. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare.
No, no, no. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, and
My pleasure.
thank you once again for giving us your time. And I'm sure this, people who are listening to us, and there are a lot of youngsters, especially
Sure.
from this side of the world, who are going to get inspired. And best wishes for your upcoming journey, and hopefully we can see you someday in India.
Wow, incredible. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, my friend. Thank you
awesome.
to Joe, to Aaron. So you are guys absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for your time and for having me. A real
Thank
honor
you.
for me. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, buddy.
Thank you.
And
And
thanks
thank you
to
so much,
everyone.
everyone. Yes, for everyone who's joined us from across the globe. I've seen so many messages. I'm sorry if I could not take all the questions because we had limited time. But you can join us again next week. We're going to be back on a Friday this time around, and we have an incredible guest coming up. So do check out
Mega.
Zildjian India page. Do follow us and do share us all the interviews. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank
See you
you so
soon.
much, my friend. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.